Alright, what is up YouTube? Back with a new video. Got some Rockefeller. I was just sipping on some of this. Sip on this every morning. It's good for your gut health. It's fermented. It's got the pre and probiotics. So if you're trying to stay healthy, it's something good to have. Drink it every morning. Your gut is like your second brain. So it's very important to make sure that your gut health is top tier. But I just wanted to make a video real quick. I'm kind of at the point right now where I'm setting new goals for myself. Over the last year, I was competing in Muay Thai. I was fighting, and I want to keep doing that. But probably for now, I'll probably have to take a break. I probably won't be able to fight or to compete again for the next 6 to 12 months because I have to really just focus on my life and getting where I want to get to, especially focusing on my online businesses and things like that. I currently live in America, and for the people that know, man, America's just like, it's super expensive out here, man. It's pretty expensive, it's just a lot. And I think everything has a trade-off. For me, when I solo traveled to Japan, it really changed my perspective on how I saw things, how I saw the world. Before I went to Japan, I had a car payment and everything. And when I went to Japan and I saw how it was, just the way of living, how everyone just walks. People walk a shit ton over there. They walk way more than Americans. They have everyone just really takes like the subway. It's just so simple, if you want to go somewhere, you just get on the train and you're there, compared to in America where we're pretty much in like the car culture here is very like heavy, right? So if you don't really have a car in America, you're kind of fucked. But when I came back, I'm like, bro, like this is the life that I want. I want to solo travel. I want to travel the world. I want to build genuine connections, right? Because that's the only things I care about. I just care about experiences, experiencing the world. That's the whole point of life, the whole point of living, instead of just being trapped like most people were trapped inside the system. And they just want you working one job. They want you slaving away your whole life until you're like 60, and you're probably not going to have the energy to really do anything. You're probably not going to be in the best shape. You're not going to be your healthiest because like most Americans, they don't take care of their health. They just eat crap. They just eat slop. This is why I am very big on diet. And I'll dive more into that into another video. I'll tell you guys I had a lot of health issues, and I overcame all of them just through diet alone, compared to like, doctors were just telling me it was genetics and there was nothing I could do. But in my opinion, just to keep it short, I feel like when doctors say that, that's just another way of them just saying that I don't know, or we don't know what the actual root cause of your problem is, so we're just gonna say it's your genetics. But yeah, diet is extremely important, right? So most people, they just slave away at one job, then their 60s, their 70s, they retire, and they don't do anything. They're just not health. They don't have the health, to really go out and travel. They don't have the energy. So I realized that I want freedom. I want freedom over my time, even that if that means that I make less money than I do here in America. Because for example, if you go to some place like Asia, the dollar could go really far. If you're making like 1,500, 2,000 a month over there, if you have that money coming in like remotely, like you could be pretty much balling, And for example, someone like me, I'm not a materialistic individual. I used to be, when I had a car payment and everything. I had a nice car. I went to Japan, like I said. I came back, I realized like, man, I don't want this shit, bro. I financed the car at like 19, 20 years old, and that was like the biggest mistake I've ever made. And that's just, honestly, it's just kind of like, if you do that, you're honestly like just setting yourself up for financial failure. You're just giving into the system. You're going to be tied down to more things. And if you want to escape the system, you have to not be tied down to things. That's like the most important thing. So if anyone's watching this, I do not recommend that you finance a car. Um, Maybe if you have to, I mean, everyone's situation is different, but if you're just trying to do it just to kind of like impress people, or you care what people think, like it's dumb. And one of the biggest reasons why I did it is because yeah, so like I was saying, I got a car just because, like, when I was working in sales, everyone always talked about how important it is to drive a nice car and to have a nice car and different things like that. And in hindsight, it kind of is true. It does kind of play like a small role, I guess, but I really think that people don't really care that much. It looks good for sure from like the outside view, from an outside perspective. Like, if someone sees you in a nice car and you're a salesman, they have that perspective, that perception of you, that you're doing good, you're balling, right? You're making a lot of money and different things like that. You might come across as like trustworthy and whatnot, but I came to realize, bro, I don't care about any of that shit. All of that shit is just bullshit. I just care about genuine connections, you know. I care about experiences, right? Experiencing the world, trying new things myself, just learning, just trying to become the best individual I possibly can be. And then also my diet. The diet is the most important thing, taking care of yourself. Because if you plan on doing some of these things, if you plan on traveling, seeing the world, you have to, if you, for example, me, like I'm fighting, I did Muay Thai, do things like that. You have to have energy to do all of those things, So that's why it's important to eat healthy, to give your body all the nutrients it needs to function properly. That's why we got the raw milk, we got the meat. This is grass-fed and finished Wagyu beef that I got from the store. So I consume a lot of that, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables. I take a lot of herbs, herbal supplements. So yeah, it's very important to take care of yourself, take care of your body. But yeah, I'm just so I have to focus on myself right now. I have to focus on my life and just making sure I get to where I want to get to, because I don't think that living in America is gonna be it right now. And like I was saying, man, I just want to I want freedom over my time, and I think most people do, but a lot of people don't actually make an effort to actually, change that. So like I said, like, even if I make less money living over there, but I have a higher quality of life, I'm happier. That's all that matters, because for me, like, if I'm in a place like Asia, it's very cheap to rent out a place. You could get a place for like $200 a month. The food there is obviously cheaper, but like, I'm not the type of individual that eats out. I don't eat junk food. The last time I ever ate fast food was probably it'd be in 2020. It was like the last thing I ever ate was like Chick-fil-A. But ever since then, I've never eaten fast food. I don't crave fast food. I don't believe in cheat meals. A lot of people talk about like cheat meals and different things like that. I don't indulge in any of that. I just think a lot of that's cope. If you're an individual, let's say that you like eating like pizza or ice cream, like, just remember there's always a healthier version of it, like, compared to like the slop that they sell at the stores. But yeah, everything has trade-offs. So yeah, you just have to do what you want to do. You have to do what's best for you, I guess. You have to follow your heart, your intuition. So for me, I think that being in Asia, living in Asia would probably be like, it's the best thing for me in terms of growth. I'll be able to train Muay Thai. I'll be able to get developed in that. I'll be able to, work on my businesses. I'll be able to connect with people. Like when I went to Japan, man, there was a lot of people that I met in the capsule hotels and the lounges that I would stay in that were like other solo travelers. And it was just cool because they were just like me. They were literally just like me. And it's like, it's like you want to surround yourself around people like that, people that are similar to you, So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the video. I want